Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Antonio Latona, 29 Samuel Ave. I'm number 10 on a ballot for Clifton Council. For those who watched the last council meeting, you heard me speak about the residents waiting to call a timeout to any further residential commercial projects. We need to get ahead of our quality of life issues, aging infrastructure, traffic, flooding issues before we consider any further development. The next council's first and most priority, as you heard me say, must be to make drastic upgrades to our master plan and zoning laws to make sure we don't get into problems like we're experiencing now ever again. As you previously heard me state, I will not vote for any development that drastically changes the landscape of our neighborhoods. It is my belief that any further development must come with development agreements that the developer, not the taxpayers, has to pay for the infrastructure upgrades before any development takes place. Let me be clear, I'm 110% in favor of smart and size-appropriate development to our city. For the record, I have not taken any donations from developers, contractors, or crowd-funded lawyers. Ladies and gentlemen, I wear that as a badge of honor, because if we want to understand our problems in Clifton, we need to focus on who's profiting from those problems and not those of us who are suffering from them. Another part of my contract with Clifton is devoted to our seniors and disabled residents. For years, I've heard grumblings about our seniors being on waiting lists to get into senior housing complexes. I must say I agree with their concerns and that they've spent their entire lives as residents of our great city, yet they don't receive first priority to locate here and sometimes forced to move outside the city. I will work with my council colleagues, if elected, to look into a residents' priority list so our Clifton seniors and disabled residents have an opportunity to stay in the city that they're comfortable in and they love. Speaking of my priority list, my contract with Clifton also finally makes real concentrated effort to bring residential requirements back for our emergency services and city employees. Our city is much different than it was 30 years ago. Our residents are more diverse to the community we serve, and the roots of our future police officers, firefighters, and city employees should receive priority hiring opportunities like most other surrounding cities. Having more residents working in our city they live in will enhance our quality of life and to our residents and safety. I'm not going to get deep into recycling and garbage as we have a recycling meeting tomorrow. But last meeting I spoke yet again and I'm still perplexed by your response, Mr. Villano. You only mentioned a fuel stipulation in the contract bid. On August 6th, we had a recycling committee meeting before the city council meeting where we would do a 2-year garbage contract due to higher inflation, fuel, labor costs. We unanimously agreed that it would not be cost effective for the taxpayers to lock into a 5-year tonnage-based contract. The numbers the contract was going to be based on was during COVID lockdown from 2 years ago when we were averaging 32,000 tons. While right now we're averaging 20,000 tons. Does that make any financial sense to anyone listening? Also this year we made drastic changes to our recycling program, going to a simple commingling, which is not only more convenient to the residents, but provides better services and taxpayers to the taxpayers, while also looking to expand weekly pickups while we educate our residents to further decrease our garbage tonnage. At that council meeting, Mr. Gibson, Mr. Grabowski, reiterated all the same information I'm referring to right now. So again, Mr. Villano, can we get some clarification on whether the updated bids sent out were updated to include the tonnage-based contract bid that we unanimously agreed to by the committee? If not, why? Failure to follow those recommendations will cost the residents and taxpayers hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in the future. So in closing, I'm number 10 on the ballot for City Council. Again, I'm the only veteran running with over 30 years of military service and leadership experience, and I'm asking you, the voters, to choose me as one of your 7 votes when deciding who you'd like to represent the next council term. You can also follow me at Facebook at Tony Latona for Clifton City Council, email at teamclifton2022@gmail.com. Thank you again. Have a good night. Please be safe over the next few days as this nor'easter sweeps across the area. God bless America, and please continue to pray for Ukraine.